What's up, gamers? I'm here today with another YouTube video. Surprisingly, the last one went really well as far as I'm concerned, at least. Hope everyone enjoyed it. And I decided that today I'm going to go into a lot more detail on a very unique Terran versus Zerg style that I saw from uThermal. Now, if anybody doesn't know, I am a big fan of uThermal. And basically he played this in one of the tournament qualifiers. I don't really remember which one. They played this style the first time. And like he showed it on stream after, and I was like, yo, this is great. I really wanna learn how to do this. And yeah, I've been spamming this style in TvZ ever since, and I've been really enjoying it. So I'm gonna show you pretty much through everything of it. And that's pretty much it. Now, this is pretty difficult multitasking wise, so I would say this is probably intermediate player and above level. If you're below masters, it might be a bit hard. You can still totally go for it. I found it really fun, but it could be quite hard. With that out of the way, let's go right into the build order. Alright, so let's get right into this playstyle. Now, practically, this begins like a standard Terran versus Zerg. You play 1-1-1 on 2 bases, then get a third base, you make Hellions, you choose what starport units you want to go from your starport. It's as simple as that. So I'm gonna fast forward a bit. We're gonna see it's a barracks gas, obviously, so barracks at 16, gas at 16 as well. You can fast forward a bit. I'm gonna mute game sound because it's very loud for me actually. Saturate the gas obviously immediately. Actually we don't need all the camera movement. It's fine. uThermal goes for an SCV scout when the barracks finishes. Let me make sure I got that correctly. He scouts with the SCV that finishes the barracks. I usually go a bit earlier. Whichever you want to do. I think both is fine. This is a bit more economic. Obviously, I just like having a bit more time to react. I don't send it too early. I send one SCV before this one, basically. And then we're going to go Reaper. Marine. Cool. Factory. Gas. And starport. And up until now you can recognize this is a normal Terran versus Zerg. Nothing special has happened. That's because the deviations from normal don't start now. So before I get into exactly what's different here, I want to make a point. And this is also very fun. This playstyle, you can do whatever you want after the opener, which means you can choose whichever starport unit you want to make. You can play, if you want to be safe on ladder, you can play 2 Banshees. If you want to be aggressive, which uThermal does this game, and I really like this, you can make 2 Liberators right after another. If you want to be a bit more safe, you can get Viking Liberator, you can go Viking Medivac if you want to do some meme things with Hellion drop. Options are open to you, and you can choose which route you want to take. It doesn't affect your playstyle after this, basically. So we're gonna play Hellions, start the depot, Liberator, go up to 6 Hellions as normal, 3rd CC, of course, after the 6 Hellions, see, 6 Hellions, 3rd CC starts. And like I told you the spoiler before, we're going to see from uThermal 2nd Liberator. Again, I really like playing this with this playstyle. You don't have to. I really like the 2nd lib. Now this, I'm gonna resume a bit backwards. Now is where things get special. So right after he starts the 3rd CC, we're going to be taking 2 gases instantly. Now you might be thinking to yourself, what is this? What source of sorcery requires so much gas this early? And I answer to you, Widowmine drops. And that is the focus of what we're doing. So after the third base, again, you take these gases instantly, both of them before any other production. You can make one more round of Hellions, by the way. uThermal stopped at 6 this game. You can make up to 8. I tested it, 8 is fine as well, don't go 10. 10 is overkill. 8 is also okay. So, and you're gonna see the first production we add. This is after Hellion, either 6 Hellions or the 8 Hellions. After we make these gases, both of these, we're going to be getting an armory and a factory, a second factory at the same time. Okay, this is the next phase of our build order. Once we get the factory, we're going to be starting a tech lab on this as well. You can see Thermal now makes the Hellions. This is safety Hellions, just to make sure you don't die to any ling run buys, because you're going to have mines after this, and mines don't deal with ling run buys. So these Hellions are safety Hellions. There's the tech lab. And this starpot, when your second unit from this finishes, we make a reactor. The reactor is for medivacs. So here's the reactor, like I said. I think these, yeah, okay, so these Hellions are the overkill Hellions. They might be to be safe, but that basically delays you having 8 Widow Mines for the first 2 medivacs. Like, it's okay to play like this is safe. But this means you're not going to have full 2 medivacs, which is, you can decide what you want. Basically, these already can be Widow Mines, they don't have to be. We're going to instantly, when the armory and the factory finish, we're going to put this factory on, instantly start drilling claws, instantly start triple Widow Mine production, third factory, and +1 weapons. This is important because upgrades matter for mech, which of course you could have guessed by the third factory. We are going to play mech. I think mech is a lot better from this build, but you can play bio off of this. I'm not going to show it, mainly because I lost the replays of uThermal doing that, and I don't play that at all myself, but you can go bio. I don't recommend it. I think mech is a bit better off of this, even though mech is not great right now. But bio is also playable from this. Obviously not the third factory. If you're playing third factory, that's already mech. Yeah, so we make another factory, we make an armory, and we're gonna make medivacs immediately. And this pretty much where the build ends. Now it's just gonna transition into mech. The idea is you're just going to sand mass Widow Mine drops into our opponent. And this is very hard to deal with. Look, this is a full medivac. They have burrow speed and they are cloaked. So we're harassing with these. These are from the early game. Another nice addition of the early armory for the Widow Mines is that our Hellions can be Hellbats now, which is very, very nice. So we see another full medivac drop, this one. And we can just apply pressure. These are empty because they were rallied from here by accident. But soon, if you want to make more, they can have more Widow Mines as well. So look at this. There are 4 Widow Mines here. Instantly drop them. Go here. That's 11 workers already. And 6 Zerglings. And there's this drop. And look how much damage. 28 workers. Just the few Liberators at the start and these Widow Mines. Already 30 drone kills. And look at the supply as well. You don't see that every day, that the mech player is up so much supply. And look at the fluid macro. Already a 4th CC on the way, fully saturated. And this is pretty much the style. Now I'm not going to get too much into late game mech. That's a topic for another video that I'm not particularly qualified to talk about. But this style is fantastic because it allows you to put economic pressure on the Zerg while you're playing mech, which is fantastic. Now, I'm gonna go a bit backwards into this game, and I'm gonna give you a bit of tips and tricks and ideas to think about when you're playing. Just some general things that might help you. So let's go a bit back. I'm gonna look first a bit about the Liberators, then about the macro, and then pretty much it. Bing bang boom, you're ready to go practice this versus AI and then ladder. Okay, so Let me make sure. Okay, great. So, first thing I learned, let's look at these Hellions. When you're playing this mine style, you are vulnerable to your opponent YOLOing with 50 Zerglings into your natural. Which is why I recommend you to not sack your Hellions. Even if you think you can get a good trade, unless you can like literally instantly win the game, don't sack these Hellions, because what's gonna happen is that you kill Blings but you lose them for it. Like, let's say it's a good trade. If they make more Lings, you can't ever expand because you're making Widow Mines. And also if they run by or bust your wall, you're not happy. So be very careful with the Hellions when playing this. You should still be active, don't get me wrong, but don't YOLO them too hard. Now, as for the Liberators, the way we use Liberators is we put them in mineral lines, preferably in places that makes the queen move, so that our Hellions have more pressure. Because if we force the queens to move, Hellions can pressure more. So you can see this Liberator went on a journey from all here. Then there's this one. And these Hellions are vibing here. Now, that was idea number 1. Idea number 2, or this is more of a macro thing to remember. You want, pretty much when this is slightly more than halfway, to get another armory. So you can start +2 weapons and +1 armor at the same time, because then you can hit a very nice timing with mech. So remember that for your macro. When this is a bit above halfway done, you want to start the second armory. Also eBay, if you're floating, eBay is always nice to have. If you're not floating, then only if you scout mutas, obviously. The drops, you just want to spam them. Send drops, make your Zerg opponent have a hard time in the game. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, this game uThermal faced Swarmhost, and he did something very interesting that I thought is worth bringing up. He played Liberator style versus Swarmhost, and you might think to yourself, Liberators, what are these things? Who makes them out of early game? And actually the idea here is that when you get like 6 of them, their splash damage is very powerful versus Locusts. I'll show you his army in a bit. But as you can see, the early armor and shit, this helps Hellions be a bit scarier, for example. Now, as you can see, like I talked about, +2, +1 on the way. That's pretty much it. 2 Liberators for harass, also very nice. Somehow, Hellbats beating Roaches. And yeah. We see the Swarmhosts now. Now I think for sure at least. And look at the production tab. Now we're going to start seeing Liberators any minute now. Please. There we are. Okay. And look, there are already 2 in this army and a few Vikings. So actually Locusts can die. Pretty much here they die to Hellbat Liberator. Obviously split away from Corrosive Biles. Another tip for you why this base is important to take. This base, having this base, gives you control over this area. And Romanticide games are very hard for Terran, so you do want to have control of this area. And that's pretty much it. He makes a few more Liberators. He catches all these. Look at the splash. This is just 2 Liberators. And they're already putting a bit of splash on them. Imagine 4 more Libs. Like these. That's actually scary. And that's what I have to show you. From here on out, there are a few trades, but uThermal ultimately wins the game. That's all I have for you today. I hope you'll enjoy it. This is a very nice style. I like to play this. And I hope you make some Zerg players mad. Good luck, everyone. And I'll see you in the next video. Just a few last words here before I finished. First of all, I hope everybody really enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun looking into the playstyle that I really like. I would also really like to thank uThermal, both for creating this style and letting me use his replay. This was really cool. It's a lot better than using my ladder games. Obviously, he's a much better player, so big thank you, Mark. And yeah, that's it, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you the next time.